Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani. A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you in the daily news analysis, daily editorial analysis. Today is Sunday, but enjoy with your success only. You are not here to enjoy something else at this moment of your time. Successful and unsuccessful, two kinds of people are there. Unsuccessful people, they are always trying to amaze some other person. They want to just start with a bang. They always wait for a right time. But successful people, what they will do, they will accept the condition whatever wherever they are into, and they will start work on their troubles or on of their lacks of their inhibitions, and they will come out of the shell and they will start working on their abilities. Every day they improve. Make this your habit, that every day you are improving, so that maybe sometimes you are not progressing but you are not going backwards. This happens with most of the people, that they go 2 steps forward but they again come back 4 steps backwards. That should not happen. So never don't wait. The time will never be just right. Always try to make the time according to you. Start working on your abilities. Don't become like unsuccessful people who always wait for the right time. Okay, conditions you should make according to you. That's the thing. Now MCQ that I gave to you yesterday, choose correct regarding Juvenile Justice Act. It was there in 2015, and the CARA authority, the Central Adoption Resource Authority, was created under it. That means adoption is a main idea under this act, so this option would be wrong. And Juvenile Justice Board is dissolved, and government would decide about the trial of 16 to 18 years aged as the adult is also a wrong statement, because Juvenile Justice Board is the most important body under this particular act, and this is deciding about the recommendations about the policy decisions that they should try 16 to 18 years age old kids as adults if they are involved in some rare crimes. Okay, the way we saw in a Nirbhaya case, the 17-year-old boy was involved with the intense activities, and that was very horrible a thing. And you see, these are very much energetic age group, and they don't have that much capacity to think logically, and they can be provoked easily. So that's why they commit these kind of crimes. So 16 to 18 years of age is very sensitive age. Answer would be D here. Second MCQ is regarding Afghanistan. I showed you the map yesterday. It's a landlocked country, and India is developing Chabahar port, not Gwadar port. Gwadar port is in Pakistan, developed by China, and we are developing Chabahar port, that is in Iran. Okay, so we will get access to the Dilaram city of the Afghanistan, because Afghanistan is a landlocked country, and that's the idea, and only one would be the correct answer here. And now the main issue today, that Maliaji, who gave us the art of leaving, okay, take money and go away from here. So in the first, Malia declared a fugitive economic offender. First person who is declared as fugitive economic offender, FEO. Okay, special court's ruling comes on ED's plea under Fugitive Economic Offenders Act. ED Enforcement Directorate, that body that pled before the special court that was created under the PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, and it gave this ruling. Now Maliaji may be having a lot of problem. Once properties are confiscated, they are going to be confiscated under this proceeding, because these are the highlights of the bill. Ordinance was also brought in April month, and the bill allows for a person to be declared as FEO if an arrest warrant has been issued against him for the specified offences. There are 55 offences which are specified under this ruling. Okay, so here, if the value involved is over 100 crore rupees or more, okay, then that person can be declared as FEO, and he has left the country, that is the condition, and refuses to return to face prosecution. If he is not attending courts, he is not responding to the summons of the court, then he will be declared as FEO, and his or her properties, they can be confiscated, and union government has the right over them. In this particular act, union government has enormous powers. Okay, it can change the schedule and all, and it can dispose them after 90 days, the properties which are confiscated. These were not the ruling earlier. To declare a person FEO, special court which are designated under the PMLA Act 2002, containing details of the properties to be confiscated, and any information about the person's whereabouts. Okay, all these things would be taken care of under this, and special court will require the person to appear at a specified place at least 6 weeks from the issue of notice. So that person should attend the court. If he will attend the court, then the proceeding against him will be terminated, otherwise he will be declared. And bill allows authorities to provisionally attach properties of an accused. Provisionally means for a temporary period of time, till the time that gets fixed that that person has committed a crime and he's not doing any kind of right activity. Okay, so FEO or any company associated with him may be barred from filing or defending civil claims. If any friend of Malia wants to file a civil claim in the court, they are barred, they cannot do it. And this is also a controversy regarding this particular provision. Now some issues around it and the analysis. Under the bill, any court or tribunal may bar an FEO or an associated company from filing and defending civil claims before it. As I told you, they cannot claim it because that person has committed a grave crime. He has put banks in a great jeopardy and a big amount of money he's stashed off, or maybe he put in trouble. Now our Article 21 has been interpreted to include the right to access to justice. Okay, nobody can deny the justice, but in this act, if that person is declared as FEO, then the associated company or the friend of him or maybe him, he is not allowed to file a civil claim in the court. So that's the controversy here. And under the bill, the FEO's property may be confiscated and it will be vested in central government, as I told you before. And this bill allows special court to exempt properties where certain persons may have an interest in such property. Maybe some people were having some stakes in his property, and now the government and the bodies, they are confiscating his property. Okay, they are attaching the total property. Then they will say that we are also having some claim in this property, we are also having some stakes, it is not totally his property, so it's totally illegal. So bill allows for that special court can exempt those properties. Okay, they can take care of those people. And it does not specify whether the central government will share sale proceeds with any other claimant who do not have such an interest. Maybe the associated people, okay, maybe the friends of Malia or some stakeholders of his property, they are not committing any crime and they are ready for before the court, and all these things are there. So these unsecured creditors, for them it is not clear that central government will share the proceeds or not. Now bill does not require the authorities to obtain a search warrant. Without a search warrant, they can do all kind of searches, they can attach all kind of documents and all, and it would be just like a raid. And this thing is differing with the CRPC provisions. Okay, these safeguards are given in the 1973 CRPC against harassment and planting of evidence, because misuse can be there if some government or some authority they may not in this case, they may do some wrong activity and they may plant some evidences against the person. If that person may be innocent, not Malia but maybe other businessman is innocent, and out of some political vendetta, these authorities, they plant some wrong evidences against him, and search warrant is not needed here, so that person can be prosecuted in a wrong way. So these provisions, these safeguards are available in 1973 CRPC but not in this act. That's the problem. And confiscation of property upon a person being declared as an FEO, that again a controversial thing, because in the CRPC it is said that only after 2 years, when confiscation is final and proclamation as absconder is totally final, then only you can sell the property or auction the property and all. But in this provision, in the FEO provision, in this bill, 90 days period is given, and that is also on the central government. Now some features, these are the same thing that I told you, that who is the person who can be declared as FEO, and there are 55 economic offences given in this particular schedule of the bill. Counterfeiting government stamps, Benami transactions, defrauding creditors, tax evasion, money laundering, these are the highlighted issues out of these 55. And central government has enormous power here. They may amend the schedule through a notification only. Okay, and authorities under the PMLA will exercise powers given to them under the bill. These powers will be similar to those of a civil code, so it is having a power of civil code. And all these things are allowed. Seizure of documents and search of premises, search of persons in possession of the records or proceedings of the crime, all these things are allowed here. Okay, and these are the things. It is not like that first time we are seeing any kind of act, any kind of bill like this. Previously some provisions were there, some acts were there, some rules were there. The way Companies Act was having these kind of provision, Benami Properties and Transaction Act was having this kind of provision, and Prevention of Money Laundering Act was also having these kind of provision. Okay, so these are the thing. Apart from that, IPC 1860 and CRPC 1973 is also having some provisions regarding these, but these things were not effective. That is the argument given by the government, that these things are not much effective and they could not stop these people from fleeing the country. Over 30 businessmen, according to Ministry of External Affairs, over 30 businessmen have gone and under investigation. These people are, so they may be absconders. And Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill 2018 was introduced in Lok Sabha on March 12, 2018, and after that ordinance was brought in April 21. As I told you earlier also, Article 123 is associated with the ordinance. Only President can issue the ordinance, and only on those issues where Parliament can make an act. Okay, only on those subjects President can issue ordinance, and only on the advice of the Prime Minister, who is heading the Council of Ministers. Okay, so that's the thing. And when any of the house is not in session, or both houses are not in session, then President can bring this ordinance. Now the next news is regarding the molecular mechanism of a prostate cancer subtype is unraveled. Prostate cancer, one of the most common cancer in males, and molecular mechanism and pathobiology of SPINK1 positive prostate cancer subtype. It's a subtype. It's the second aggressive form of cancer of the prostate cancer in the males. Okay, and around 15% people are affected by this, and this particular SPINK1 is a oncogene. Okay, oncogenes. What are oncogenes? There are normally genes in our chromosomes. Chromosomes are there in our cells and in whole body, which is composed of different tissues and all, which are composed of cells. Okay, so all these cells are having these chromosomes, and under these chromosomes there are genes. Okay, so according to these genes, all the development, all the processes are managed, are controlled in our body. What kind of size, what kind of design, what kind of color I would have, all these things are decided by genes. And these genes, they control all the bodily processes, biochemical processes. Okay, or growth hormones and digestion, everything is dependent on the activity of specific proteins, and which are the result of particular genetic control. So in this oncogene, the gene is mutated and it converts into oncogene, and what it does then, it does that there is a process of apoptosis. According to apoptosis, normally cells die after some time, but when that gene is converted into oncogene, the cell does not die, and the unlimited growth happens with the cells. And after some time, in these tumors which are created out of the growth of these cells, there are penetrations of blood vesicles and the nerve cells, and in whole body these cancer cells are spread. Okay, so that is the process of metastasis. What is metastasis? When all these cancerous cells are spread into the other parts of the body by the help of blood, that is metastasis. There are two kinds of tumors, benign tumor and the malignant tumor. Benign tumor is not spreading, malignant tumor is spreading into the body, and it is involved with the process of metastasis. Okay, so in cancer, in the previous stage, in the stage 1, benign tumors are there, but after that they become malignant tumors, malignancy happen. Okay, so it's a very, very serious condition, and it is the most dreaded disease of the world till date, and there is no not much surety of the cure. Okay, so that's why these things are very, very important. This study was done by the multi-institutional team of Department of Biological Sciences and IIT Kanpur. Okay, and they have observed some kind of biochemical activity, that this chemical is increased and this is inhibited, and how we can manage it by increasing or decreasing some amount. So this is how they are controlling the molecular mechanism of this pathobiology or the cancerous activity. So that's the thing. These are the symptoms you see in the males. This is urinary bladder, and below that this is gland. prostate gland. Okay, it is called prostatic carcinoma. This cancer is called prostatic carcinoma. What happens is its size increases, okay, and it blocks the urinary tract and all. So these things happen, and mainly in the aged population, above 50 people are very much vulnerable with this type of cancer, and very, very dangerous this cancer is. Next news is again from the science and technology section. Carbon microneedles and low cost painless injections are invented. What are these? They are going to help poor people who are afraid of injections and they feel pain and they are not able to get injections. Drug delivery is very, very important in the diseases like diabetes and all, where insulin is sometimes needs to be injected into the body, and regularly these people need these injections. So here this injection is going to help a lot because it would be a painless injection, a micrometer size injection, means very, very small, 10 to power minus 6 I think the size would be. So this is important. IIT Kharagpur was the institution associated with this, and their researchers, they did this research. Now scientists unearthed Asia's first fossil Dioscora yam leaf. It's a particular type of leaf. Its altered species are still surviving and they are found in the tropical humid regions. But the interesting phenomena is this fossil is found in the state of Rajasthan, in the desert area of Bikaner. You must have heard about this. So in this Bikaner region where totally dry climate is there this humid climate crop fossil is found, and scientists were leading a dig in the Eocene era, which is the part of the Cenozoic age, okay, and where Gura lignite mine in Bikaner in western Rajasthan, they were finding some evidences. So they found this great evidence here. This was the fossil. What are the fossils? These are the remnant parts of the of any organic matter which was there crores of years back there. Okay, so Dioscora is kind of a yam that grows as a herbaceous vine in the humid tropics of India and other countries. So this is interesting. That is giving evidence that Rajasthan was under humid conditions once, because India was a part of a Gondwana land. What is Gondwana land? In the Permian age, when the Paleozoic age started 250 million years ago, it was totally a combined area. All these continents were combined. It was called Pangaea. Then bifurcation happened and Laurasia went towards North Pole and Gondwana land went towards South Pole, and between them it was Teth Sea. So where India today is, there was Teth Sea. And after that it was combinedly India, Africa, South America and Antarctica. India got separated from Antarctica. After that India went with Africa, then India went with Australia, then India separated from Australia and hit this Eurasian landmass, and out of this only this Himalaya rose. Okay, Himalaya was rising out of the matter which was there on the bottom of this Teth's Ocean. So Himalaya is made up of the sediments of this Teth's Ocean. Okay, so at that time when India was part of this Gondwana land, a lot of vegetations, they were buried under the sand, and that is called Gondwana coal today that we are getting. Okay, and the fossils of these times that we are getting, that is why we call them Gondwana fossils. And you see at that time Teth Sea used to be there. You see in the map, this is the total desert area, but once the river Saraswati was flowing from this area, this is said, and Teth Sea was also here at this place. So all these fossils are found in the desert area today. So it's an extreme climate change. So that is important for us. And you must always remember the sequence: Paleozoic, then Mesozoic, the age of dinosaurs, and after that Cenozoic is going on. And Cenozoic only there are tertiary and quaternary periods. We are going through quaternary period, and this is Holocene that is going on. And some scientists say this is actually Anthropocene. They are calling it Anthropocene. You must have heard about this particular name because it is in much highlight. Anthropocene means we are dominating the earth, we are changing nature a lot. That's why this age should be called Anthropocene. Okay, and it is the part of quaternary period of Cenozoic. Okay, Cenozoic age started when Himalaya started rising around 6.5 crore years before crore year ago. Okay, now next news is regarding the mercury. Mercury is a heavy metal, and this news came, this is not, the details are not very important for us. What is important for us, that mercury is a heavy metal and mercury poisoning happens out of methyl mercury poisoning. Minamata disease happened in Japan. Okay, and they got this mercury in their bodies out of fish eating. Fishes, from where these fishes are getting mercury, because mercury is added into water by industrial effluents, these pollutants, okay, which are coming out of the industries, and naturally out of volcanic activity also, the mercury is added to the water bodies and ultimately reaching up to oceans and ultimately reaching up to marine animals like fishes. And when we eat fish, then these mercuries, they are reaching up to our body, so they are accumulated in our body and they are giving us disease like cancer and Minamata disease, ataxia, vision loss, and insanity, maybe death. Okay, so the allowed range is only 1 to 10 microgram per liter. That is the WHO standard, but it is more in some drinking water sources. So that's important. Next news is regarding the cash crunch that ministry is facing with the MG Narega scheme. 99% of the funds have been spent and 3 months are left. Only 331 crore rupees are left with them, and lean season is coming. What is lean season? When agriculture is not happening. Okay, this season is about to come when people will not find any kind of paid employment in the agricultural fields. Okay, so they won't be able to work as agricultural laborers, so they will need Narega employment. So from where the ministry is going to pay them? That's the issue. So this is the fund crunch. According to the last year's estimates, 76,000 crore rupees are needed, but only 59,000 crore rupees were allocated to this particular scheme. So that's the issue. Now we come to the MCQs. Try them regarding the mercury poisoning, regarding the biotechnology transcription. You see, transcription is very, very important. I explained to you the issue of cancer, because this is all genetic activity. Where are the genes? Our cells, our whole body, our whole life, that is started with a simple cell. Okay, whether we become Mahatma Gandhi, whether we become Jyotiba Phule, or we become Laden, or we become Malia, or we become Narendra Modi, whole lives, they are starting with single cell, and this single cell has the genetic program. Okay, in this cell there are chromosomes. Under the chromosome there are DNAs. You must have heard about this Watson-Crick model of the DNA, and this DNA is having genes. Some part of it, they are called genes, and they are DNA is converting into RNA, and RNA is producing protein. Okay, so the transcription is the name of DNA to RNA making process. Okay, so these proteins are actually deciding what kind of body we would be having, what kind of processes, biochemical processes would run in our body, and how much growth would happen, how much disease resistance ability we will have in the future, and how much strong or how much weak we would become. This is all decided by genes. So that's why these are very, very highlighted and important issues, because it is the ultimate solution giver in the medical field in the future. Okay, all these diseases, all these abilities of our bodies, okay, they are decided by genes. So genetic level study is being done, and they are finding all solutions. Diseases like HIV, cancer, and all these diseases, they are finding the genetic level solutions, and they will be coming from this area. You must have heard about the transgenic crops, genetically modified crops and all. So these are the issues which are discussed under these issue, and UPSC has been asking a lot of data regarding this, so try them. Next question is like this, regarding the FEOA only, and now I'm going to conclude the lesson. And thanks a lot. Please give me time to settle here. I would understand you more, and you will understand me more. And check out previous year's question papers, and you will be having much more clarity about my content. Out of my experience, I'm making this content, so maybe you people are feeling very bored sometimes, but all these data are very, very important. Please go through the last 3-4 years papers, then you will come to know that this knowledge is required for you people. Okay, so I would conclude now. Put your comments. I'm very happy that you people are very, very interactive. Do anything, whatever you feel like you want to appreciate, you want to criticize, that is totally welcomed. And I'm observing all these things, and within a week or two I will be settled with this, and we will be making the best content available for the examination. And thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit Sen.